specific camera we supposed to be looking at?
Yeah,
The
just that
camera
one
right
right
here.
there.
The camera. But we, it's like we just sit here talking.
All right,
You
Yeah.
feel me? You ain't gotta look at the camera.
Yes, sir.
We back.
We back at it,
This
man.
Generals Only podcast.
Yes, sir. Episode 17.
Episode 17. We live right now, man. We on here with a special guest, man. We on here with the CEO, live as artist, designing artist in Houston, man.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy Dom.
What, Bert?
We got your boy Birkin here. We got our special guest, Mark. Introduce yourself to him, man. What's going on?
what's up, man? I'm Mark. Some can call me MoneyCents. He may know me as something different. And we here today to express what's going on.
Yeah.
What we
Hit,
got? What we
hit
got?
your mic. Hit your mic.
All right.
Yeah. You
All
can
right.
take that bitch off if it let you. No, that help probably ain't. Yeah, they go. Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, man. So just introduce yourself, man, for the people who don't know, man. A lot of people know you, a lot of people don't know you. But for the people who don't know you, introduce yourself to them, man.
I mean, I'm a graphic designer. I mean, y'all may know something better of my work. I'm not a cocky guy, man. So, I'm just a graphic designer. They create good logos, man.
Right. This boy logos is more than good. Do not let him fool y'all. This boy makes the dopest logos in Houston at this moment right now, man.
I appreciate that.
Big fan of this man work.
Yes, sir.
Big fan of his work, man. This man got a story. I've been knowing you, bro, for a long time, so I know where you come from.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people out here, man, that just love to hear your story, bro, and just your trials and tribulations on what you've been through in life, how you got there.
Yeah.
How blessed you are. You know what I'm saying? So, let's just get into it, man. Like, for the people who don't know, tell us where you from, where it all began, where it started.
Let's see, man. Growing up, man, I bounced around, man. So it can start way back to the South Park era. It can go to the Missouri City, it can go to the Southwest, But as far as me, man, I'm a grown man now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try to stay in my lane and be respectable and not allow myself to be centered or labeled as anything from anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm a Muslim also. So
Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna get into that too.
but as far as where I'm from Houston. That's all I can say, pretty much, and that's what it is. And what I do, I do it to spread worldwide. So I got work everywhere. So
Okay.
I'm from Houston, though. Let's put it like that.
Okay, you from the H.
Yeah.
You from the H. How was life like as a kid coming up in Houston, bro? For you?
For me, as I say, I bounced around.
Mm-hmm.
So, not to downgrade my mother, I never knew my father. So, like maybe every year and a half or two, I moved. So I'm from a new school. I'm a 9th grade dropout.
Mm-hmm.
Last grade I completed was 8th grade.
Okay.
So everything I know now, this is pretty much what I taught myself. Ain't nobody sit at no computer teaching me nothing.
Right.
This is just something that I woke up and tried to do. But in my younger years, I ventured off into the music world. I tried to create music. I learned early how to work computers and stuff like that.
Right.
So, eventually, with working computers, you come tech savvy, I guess that's what they call it. And, in programs, I eventually learned how to use, what was it, Paint Shop, a couple years back.
Okay.
That's like a fast forward though, but Paint Shop, and I started creating stuff like that. And I went through my trial and error as a teen. We all grow up
Right.
into a difficult world at some point, whether it's waking up going to school every day or, waking up and going to the street every day. We somehow find something negative
Right.
throughout our childhood, no matter who you are. You may find some kind of negative turn eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it may not, and it's not just say it's going to be something that's going to be in harm for you or something that's gonna put you in trouble, but you may venture off into something that's just not what's meant for you.
Right, just being in the streets,
Yeah.
just growing up being in the streets.
Or just an everyday school kid. You may have to
Yeah.
go to the principal office. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
So
right.
you may venture off, but all of that to say, that's just how it came, and I eventually learned how to work on them computers, and I took an interest into music pretty much.
Okay, okay. Well, throughout your whole, course, like, why didn't you like school? You just wasn't going to school. You just ain't like going to school.
It wasn't that. It was more so like I would believe I was an active, like a hyperactive kid. So I would get into stuff, and out of nowhere, it would be like, you can't calm down because now the class kind of moving in a different route.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the principal office.
Right.
Now I'm in the principal office. My mind is sobered up, and I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. But whole while, it was like, I'm in trouble now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went through that era, but eventually, I was throughout middle school.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I hit high school, I'm a ninth grader. I just wasn't going. I just
You just wasn't going to school.
I'd rather go out and do what I do, and it became that. Long story short, I ended up dropping out though. Ninth grade, 15 years old. I had the fan for me, so
Yeah.
Let's I wanna get into that in depth because I feel like what we try to do here is like we try to show people that you can come from them type of struggles and them type of trials and still come out and make something of yourself. So go back to how was it when you decided, like, how did your mama feel when you decided, like, man, I wasn't going to school no more? Like was your what type of like environment was there for you in your household?
At that moment when I dropped out, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't living in my mother's household. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much moved around. So I moved out of my mother's household maybe like about 14.
Right.
But I would always go back. I got younger siblings, little sisters.
Okay.
So I would go back. But when I dropped out, the moment I dropped out, I wasn't living with my mother. So it was more so like, but when I dropped out, I went home and I cried. Like,
Yeah.
but it was like, I gotta do what I gotta do. And it was more so like either look for a job or, do what I do.
Okay. So what transpired for you not to be living in your mama house no more? Did she like was it like she felt like you, because once we as men, like, growing up in the hood, we get to feeling ourselves at a certain age and we ain't trying to listen. We want to do what we want to do. And
That's
then
true.
like
That's true.
sometimes our mother be like, well, fuck it. Like, since you want to do this, like, don't come back to my house. Or, if you ain't gonna do this, and that, then you can't stay here and shit like that. So did you like, I guess what I'm asking you is, like, did you have a mother that was like supportive of you or tried to push you to do the right thing? Or and you just felt like, man, I just want to do what the fuck I want to do, And she just like, fuck it, like, go ahead, do your thing.
My mother, she stayed on me. I give her that. She stayed on me, but my mother was a single mother of 5 kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have an older brother, but I got 3 younger siblings. So she tried her best.
Yeah.
But I was one of them rebellious kids, I believe, man. But I knew better.
Right.
It's just I saw the world for what I saw the world as.
Okay.
And I guess that couldn't come up out of me. Like, I just felt as if I knew what I wanted from the world.
Do you feel like, because you said you didn't really know your father like that.
Never know him.
So do you feel like not having that male figure in your life had you with the anxiety where you went to school and you couldn't sit down, and the fact that you couldn't, nobody was there to teach you how to be a man and carry yourself as a man? Do you feel like you missed that aspect?
At times, I believe that. I wrote about that in my book. I always said the young youth, they need some type male role model. And the male role models, if it's not the male role model, is usually what our youth, like us black men, we may see in the culture, which may be the music. We may tend to see them as something cooler, like
gangs.
We grow up seeing that as something cooler. Like, we want the car like the drug dealer, or we want the car or house like the basketball player, or them type people. I feel as if control some of the youth, you know, to believe in like we can have that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we can't just walk outside and see a Ferrari or something like that. We
Yeah.
usually got to see it on TV or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And in our younger years, but nowadays, you know, things are more faster
Right.
nowadays. In our younger years, you may see a slab or something every
Yeah,
now and then, but
yeah.
now you see them paraded every day down Martin Luther King. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I felt as if that was what it was. Like, man, we see that, and that's what it is, man.
Okay, let me. So, what filled that void for you as a father figure in your life? Did you turn to the streets? Did you turn to your buddies? Did you turn to like interacting in the streets, getting into street activities and stuff like that to toughen you up to show you how to?
Me personally, I was never a follower. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always felt as if I could be my own boss. I can do this. I always had a grandfather though. Cause see, when I moved from my mother, I went with my
Okay.
grandfather and my older brother. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? But he ain't nothing but like 4 or 5 years older.
Gotcha.
So, but it was never more so like an influence. It was more so like this is what I knew. Not to downgrade. My grandfather's passed away, but you know he did what he did
R.I.P. to your granddad.
when I was
R.I.P.
younger.
to him.
You know what I'm saying? So it was more so like I was just feeling as if what I saw was cool and tried to go into the.
So you had your mind set on something and you was hell bent on doing what you wanted to do with your life.
Yeah.
You know, so like you can't really put anything that happened that you know happened to you while you was doing that. You can't really put that on nobody but yourself.
But yourself, and you know, like they say, kids see things and they imitate it, and at times they imitate it and they do it 10 times worse.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's how I guess that's how it became what it became with me.
Okay, so hindsight 2020, living your life to how old you are right now?
I'm 33.
33?
Mhm.
If you could talk to your 15-year-old self, what would you tell yourself? Give yourself some game real quick that you could use and that a kid in your situation might can use, you know, to not go down the road you went down.
I say go to school.
Go to school.
Go to school. Because at the end of the day, we see a lot of the younger kids, they lose hope. And as soon as they lose hope in school and they have no structure, guess where they end up?
Yeah, cause I feel like as men we need that structure in our life.
Structure. That's all it is. If we had somebody that would hound on us constantly, we would turn out way more better or have more of a conscience. Nowadays, they have no conscience.
And I think a lot of kids just want to know somebody to give a fuck about them.
That's all it is.
Right.
That's with us adults too. You know, at
Yeah.
times we grow hopeless and feel like nobody cares. So if nobody cares, what else is there?
We be like, fuck it, because I had times in my life where I feel like, shit, I might not even make it to 25. Shit, fuck it. Like,
And
nobody give a fuck.
For real.
I'm out here doing what, you know.
That happens. When I say that happens every day. And who's to say that we won't walk outside and be the victim of one of those nobody care kids? You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I got another question for you. Then I'm gonna turn it back over to D.
All right.
You feel me? What was a time in your life where you was like, fuck, bro, I gotta get my shit together. I'm out here slipping, I'm tripping, bro. Like, have you ever had that rock bottom moment where you was like, fuck, bro?
I was in the county jail, Fort Bend. From the moment I checked in there, you know what I'm saying? I went through it. But, you know, me, I'm the type, I just don't feel like nobody's gonna talk to me any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And I've always held that standard with me, like just
Man first.
I try to be respectful. I'm not fit to come disrespecting you. I don't even curse. Like, I don't use profanity. If you hear me use profanity, it's rare. You know what I'm saying? And it was always that. It became that. And it came when I had to go to the hole. Like, I don't know if y'all familiar with what's in there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I did what I did. And, you know, eventually, you know, long story, I ended up spitting on the cop. But it wasn't due to the cop. It was due to, you know, the whole nother situation.
Just build up frustration.
Yeah, a whole nother inmate. But, you know, the cops, and sometimes the cops play as if they tough like the inmates. So, you know.
Yeah.
And it was
they incite shit.
Yeah. And it became that. And I had to go to the hole about 16, 17 days. I don't know if y'all know the padded cell or something like that.
Yeah.
Where they don't say much, you know, because I didn't tell who I was into it with. So, I mean, like, you don't want to tell, we're going to throw you in here. So then it's like, okay. But eventually, I grew into an understanding like if I keep doing this, and at that time I was 19, 20 years old.
Early in the game.
Early. And I knew if I keep that same cycle, and I mean I'm in that petty. I ain't had no petty. I said a year. But just long story short, it came.
A year, long time though, bro.
Yes. But yeah, but I said, and that's when I started realizing like if I don't make a change, it's just like nothing. I just didn't see a heck of a future for myself. That's at 20 years old. And within that, after I got out of there, I started reading the Quran. And, I just started, just about my 6, 7 months in, I started reading the Quran. And it just, everything started becoming a little different for me. By the time, December, I done read the whole book. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I just got to chill out. And finally, it's up for time to go to court. Now, it's finally letting me go to court. I done said, oh, yeah, no court day. Keep resetting, you know what I'm saying?
God damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
On some, and then after that, I came home. I followed that whole thought of trying to stay out the way and doing something positive. And eventually, I started bouncing from things. But I was always a bouncer.
Okay, so talk about this real quick, and then I'm gonna pass it over. I know I said I was gonna give it back to you, bro.
Yeah.
But okay, when you in jail, bro, is it best for you to have you a plan before you get up out that motherfucker?
It's best. I can stop you right there. It is best because there's so many of them, and I see that. And there's so many of them that I seen that was in there. They went back, or I ain't been back since. You know what I'm saying? I've been home, 12, 13 years. I'm still clean.
Congratulations, brother.
Come March 4th, it'll be 13 years of clean of drug and alcohol and all.
That's a big congratulations, bro. To be able to sit here and say that.
But to have a plan is definitely because you see them, they go in, and they okay with that. You know what I'm saying? They just that's
revolving door for that.
Yeah, it's just like it's life, and I didn't see that as my future, man.
Got you. So you the type you learn from your mistakes the first time.
I learned when I tell you, and it was never like I was too much of a criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grew up, man. I didn't grow up around robbers or thieves and stuff like that. I grew up amongst like hustlers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was more so my trade.
So you was in that bitch like, man, I'm gonna do this, and that when I get up out of here. I ain't coming back to this motherfucker.
It was more so me making plans of being a man. And those plans, all of them I've completed, itself, starting a family and a wife, and of course working a job. But unfortunately, I've never had to work a job a day in my life. I'm 33 years old.
That's a blessing, brother.
That's a blessing. That's most definitely a blessing. A lot of people can't say that, bro.
Yeah, but every other goal I've said, I completed 5 years probation. I completed all that, never violated. So I used to be like, man, you like the first to complete that long with never violating, and I've been completed all that. And
so was you said you been free of alcohol and drugs. So was you was you a heavy weed smoker?
I smoked weed.
Okay. So I'm big on like we all smoked weed in here before, like heavy fucking weed smokers, like.
Yeah.
But I don't smoke weed no more.
Yeah.
Bro don't smoke weed no more. And sometimes we sit in this bitch and we talk about it and we see how like, now I ain't gonna say lame because we was really kids. So I ain't gonna say we was lame, but we see how that shit is affecting the youth now, like, cause now they getting this new shit in and this shit, it seems like this shit got some extra shit in it to where motherfuckers wigging out on that shit.
I'm scared to even go in there, man. They got so many new things out here, man.
But talk about how like being sober and seeing people high and you be like, damn, that's how, do you have that feeling ever look at people like, damn, that's how I was looking when I was doing this shit? Like,
when I tell you, me personally.
And just answer that question, then just talk about how it's better to just be sober.
I see people nowadays on their drugs. Me personally, I don't even go to clubs like that, but I just recently went. I don't really interact daily with people while they on the drugs. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I've actually smelled weed. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I don't even move around in circles like that at times. But as far as me, in my younger years, they can say a lot of things about me. but I smoked weed. I won't doubt that. I started early, like a little kid, man. You know what I'm saying? So way like when people was going to school trying to be good kids, you know what I'm saying? I was smoking weed.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, you may see them smoking weed. Like, man, it ain't the same. Like them were the good kids, like, wow, but now they strung out and it's a different world nowadays. I don't know, like if I couldn't understand it, like, but I've grew to realize like it's a different world out here, right?
Right.
Different world.
So talk about just being sober. Like how does being sober make you feel? Like do you feel like you all the way out the way for us like bullshit for us getting in, the laws being in your business and you gotta watch over your back and being paranoid all the fucking time and wasting money. Like
man, I ride neck and neck with the police nowadays.
come on. Just talk about that feeling like for a police to get behind you and you know they ain't got shit on you. Like, you feel me?
Hey, everything legal. That's all I can tell them. Hey, I ride neck and neck with them like I ain't got nothing in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand like they're sober. I feel wonderful, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I recall waking up, I wake up, from the night before you high. You may have that little hungry feeling a little bit, not just like a hunger. People say they get hungry. That after when you wake up. But me, I wake up next month, I get high again. But I guess eventually it takes a toll when you young and doing that. But it never made me flip out or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that.
Right.
I wake up and work. I still got scars on my hand right here from waking up work and doing studio stuff like that all day. You know what I'm saying? And I done that in all my younger years after, such and such and that's what that became. See, my hands still scarred from working on wood desks of those sorts, mixing and doing music like that. Wild high. But after I came home, I just shook it. And I guess that's a miracle, like, cause I went cold turkey, man. It's supposed to be 13 years on March 4th next year.
Okay. Talk about shaking that shit, like saying, bro, I ain't doing this shit. Like, is it a mind thing or like? Because I feel like it's either like you gonna stop or you ain't type shit. Like,
Right.
It's a mind thing. That's what I tell a lot of people. A lot of people be like, man, what they say, what's the main excuse? My nerves bad.
Yeah.
If you look at it, man, just say you're not. And that's the thing. Well, we go back to what I just said, conscious. There's no reason for some to stop. They have no conscience.
Right.
Until something tragic happens.
Right.
That's like a mental disability or like mental health. I points to that, like until something tragic happens or when something tragic happens, a person's mental kind of flips. That's how I see it. But I can't blame. I can't blame the world problems on weed.
Oh no,
weed help people.
We ain't talking down on people that smoke weed and nothing like that.
Yeah.
My biggest thing about weed smokers, I be wanting them to have they shit together, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be out here, crumbing, trying to put some shit together to get some weed. Like, don't handle your business and don't let weed stop you from going and get you a good job or it's people that will pass on good jobs because they feel like they gonna get drug tested too much. Like, you feel me?
You're true. You
to the point where that shit fucking with your paper. You like, man, you rather be struggling than to go get this $30 an hour job because they finna piss test you and pull your hair. You like, man, fuck that shit. I'ma just keep thugging. And like, why would you want to make your life harder than what it got to be when you can go make your life a little more better, bro, and then make that into something where you ain't got to go work for people and you can do what the fuck you want to do. You can smoke as much weed as you want to. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to sacrifice and do what they need to do to be able to do what the fuck they want to do.
Got a point.
So that's my thing about it. It ain't nothing about smoking weed, bro. It's like, don't let that stop your paper, though.
Yeah, a lot of people let that stop them, and then it becomes a crutch.
Yeah, but man, I'ma just jump back in. I'ma let bro get back in here.
Nah, it's all good, bro. It's a learning lesson for a lot of us.
I just want people to hear your story,
people
bro.
gotta know that, you know what I'm saying? And people, it's the small things I feel like people misconstrue and they don't do. Like when I listen to when you tell your story, you say you isolate yourself. A lot of people when they come out of jail, they go back because they don't isolate themselves. They jump right back into the mix.
That's usually how it goes.
You know what I'm saying? They don't go through, they tell themselves, oh, I'm not gonna mess with this person, or that
They're
person.
trying to play
You
catch
know what I'm
up.
saying? But when they get out, they back right into the mix. One thing I hear you say, and I know you an isolated person. You know what I'm saying? You really a to yourself person. Like you say, you don't follow nobody. You really go off your own, your own thing. And I think that's what's important when you come out of a situation like that. When you actually trying to change your life and stand behind it, is just isolating yourself and just being by yourself and just focusing on the plan at hand. So like, what is one of the first things you did when you came out of jail, when you came home? What's one of the in order to as far as going with your plan to change, what's one of the first things you did when you came home?
Within that first week, I went and bought a Quran. I went to the bookstore, had bright books, and bought a Quran.
Okay, so you continue to read.
I've started my path of reading, because within them last months, I read books when I was younger. I was never no illiterate kid. I would say that. I was never no illiterate kid. Although I didn't finish academically with a degree, I never was a illiterate kid. But, I always knew I read. When I came home, my first thing I went and bought, other than, some clothes, I came home with nothing. My first thing I bought as far as bettering me was a Quran. And, I think I'm not just saying that what faith or anything like that is going to say, I'm better than you or you better than me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as me trying to find something that I can follow that will keep me off a negative path, although I'm the only Muslim in my family still to this day, I went and bought a Quran and tried to find something positive to shift my energy into, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Because it could have been easily, I could have went back trying to sell a drug or something like that, or doing anything, anything. And instead, I went and bought a Quran and told myself, I just can't. I had to keep that same plan I told myself in cell 11. And eventually, it became what it became. And I started also, you know, back to what I was doing, working on computers before I went in.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing the logos. It actually started with me creating t-shirt designs for my clothing line, which me and my brother started.
What's the name of your clothing line so the people who don't know?
It started as MoneyCents clothing. But long story short, I had to shut it down. I took a year break from a lot of things because the graphic designers, with me trying to get graphic designers, some would disappear. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't reply back, or they would take their time, and that's why I thrive on same day turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
And the first two that I originally started with, it was just they disappeared. They wouldn't reply, or they would, and me, I like to get mine done and get it done. Or one popped back up, or he got fired and he got to do his computer, and then he'll send the design after I done paid. Or man, eventually that started with me having to do them on my own,
Okay.
and I started doing them on my own. And as time starts from 2013 when the company started, that's why the 13 and the MC, that's MoneyCents, and started in 2013. Eventually, I would have to start doing them on my own, and it just started to take its toll and kept pushing.
I wanna rewind back to because I'm too. I believe in you going to find knowledge and finding something positive for as faith can can point you in the right direction for where your life need to go.
Yeah.
So I want you to speak on that in depth, like how much faith you finding some type of faith, some type of positivity can change your life. Like,
We find positivity. I mean, people find joy. You can find joy in some of the smallest things, you know what I'm saying? Or seeing someone doing better than you at times can motivate you, or, it has some,
Right.
it kind of ticks them off, you know what I'm saying? Or, like me, I try to look for the best in everybody. I like giving the benefit of the doubt until I just have to. wash my hands and just let you live on your own in order to keep the peace. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I find positive thought in a lot of things. Like me seeing someone like him. When he started his clothing line, I remember when you came with your design.
Right.
That very one you wear right there.
Yes, sir.
That's one of the ones when we first started
Right.
off. He was
Right.
trying to look for the what was it? What was you saying? The mascot.
The mascot. Yeah, I was looking for a mascot. I
And
wanted
that
looking
was
for
more
something to
so the
represent it.
mascot. And that's how it is. Like once he started and got up and rolling with it, and he would start to post them and he would get his feedback, that was happiness for me because you know what I'm saying? I seen how he started, and when he came with open hands. Like he was like he trying to start it. And he came with his own money. Even if he got to cover his dollars, like he have his stack of dollars and everything.
Right.
If he got to pay me
Right.
in ones at one point, he gonna pay me in all ones. And you know, as he kept going when he was doing it, and as he kept going, I'm like, see, that's cool because you know he didn't stop. Most people get into them clothes, then they stop. A lot of people, if they lose interest, or if it ain't going, or if you ain't sold this much in a week, they want to quit. That was motivation because it reminded me of me. A lot of times, anybody will tell you if it starts to stress me, a relationship, friendship, or any if it just get too, I'm just gonna walk away. You may just not hear from me or something like that. I just gotta walk because businesses I didn't walk. I just gotta walk because it ain't that. But see, like with this business right here, about my third consecutive year at 95 plus K. I'm just saying 95 plus. Just sitting doing logos. You see what I'm saying? Something legal. With that, man.
That's a blessing, bro.
Listen, bro.
That's a blessing, man. I want to tell you, man, congratulations, man. As a black man, as a man, like you doing something very, very positive, man. Keep doing it. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, bro.
This man saying he touching 95K
doing
from
logos.
sitting at home doing logos every day.
I ain't had a job in how long?
I ain't never had a job.
Never had a job.
Never had a job.
Come on, man.
He did my logo. He just told you, and probably somebody you know logo. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people logos in Houston that you probably see walking around here. It's really no excuse, man. You gotta look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, man, I gotta do it. I gotta do it for you. I gotta do it for me first before I do it for anybody else.
That's usually how I go, man. That's usually how I go because we get complacent and we just allow ourselves to move with the crowd. It happens at times. And sometimes moving at the pace of the crowd.
And I tell bro all the time, like, people don't, this year flew by. This month flying by.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's trying to be December before you know
and people wake up playing like we gonna get another turn. We get one time to do it the right way.
Correct.
Right.
People wake up every day playing like we gonna get another turn at this, man.
Yeah.
And they give up on themselves too early. You could have said, man, I'm a dropout. I ain't been to jail. Man, I'm just finna.
A lot of people would have counted themselves out.
You would have gave up on themselves. Would have ran back to the streets.
I had that did. I'm 33 now.
Come on, man.
What 20?
What when you got out and you was looking for, something, what inspired you to do logos? Cause I know when I walked up on you and I was looking for a logo, you was doing logos. I know you for doing flyers, music. What made you jump on logos and stick to just that?
Still right now, I still do it all. Flyers, logos.
Okay.
I still do all that. Maybe occasionally a mixtape cover, something like that, but I don't specialize.
Okay.
But it's always been since when I had to reboot in 2017, and that's when I rebooted the company with my LLC under the MC 2013 collection.
Right.
And that's more so just design, and there's no clothes being sold by me and print. I was doing the print and all that.
Right. Yeah, you had a vinyl print and everything.
Yeah, and that's where it was more so like, I can't do that. I just can't do that because it's time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it easier. Like, I ain't doing nothing but putting out logos now. I don't have to pay for material and sit on it and wait till somebody purchase a shirt out of there. So all that comes straight in, other than the taxes, but all that comes straight in. I don't have to put out on material. What all that comes in and it stays in. I'd rather do that than just have to be stressing myself. Oh, I gotta finish this order with printing and with my logos, I specialize in same day turnaround. If I can't do it same day, I possibly sick or something. I don't take too many sick days, man. So I'm same day turnaround with everything.
Okay. On your journey, when you got out and you was trying to move towards something positive, did you reach a point to where you felt like things wasn't gonna work for you, or you felt depressed, or you felt, like you wanted to give up and go back to being the person you was, or was it always just you just stayed on a straight track and you just, you know what I'm saying, never look back? Like what humps did you hit?
I mean, at the end of the day, we all go through obstacles in life.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as me, I don't say I gave up or felt as if it was a struggle, but we struggle.
Right.
But me personally, my trial and error is not being able to escape my past.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I grew to realize. Like, some people, things happen. And like they say, you can't just wake up and pray everybody forgive you at times.
Right.
When you
Right.
do something bad to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I grew to realize that. And at times, my past may haunt me, but I understand who I am and who I've become and mentally matured as a man. I can only see greatness for me in the future. I don't believe in allowing my past to entrap me into believing that what I've done then makes me who I am today. Because I'm a new person. I believe in change. So however that may be taken, it can be taken, but that's just what it is. And that was my obstacle throughout the years. Because, I'm still a growing man at 33. That still ain't no relationship with a father.
Right.
All this type stuff. I learned all on my own.
Okay. So just expand on that. Expand on just because my next thing I was gonna ask you was, do you feel like you for the most part got life figured out, or do you feel like you still got some more to learn and you still got some more growing to do?
It's always time for growth, man.
Gotcha.
Who I am today
Might not be who
I
you
may not be who I am in 5 years.
Right.
At times, and over the years, I always tried to set them 5-year goals and try to be a better me each 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because without progress, you ain't living.
Gotcha.
Now, just for the people who don't know, my boy used to have tattoos on his face, man.
Yeah, I had a tattoo on my face.
My boy used to have a tattoo on his face.
I couldn't even tell.
And he is not there no more.
I had a cross up there, man. I had a cross.
Okay.
My younger years, I believed in reading the Bible, and I read the Bible. I grew up. I went to church, and well, not all the times, My grandfather was more of a church guy, although, but the church setting it was very strange. It was a local, in the dead end back down the back street.
Gotcha.
Behind Thomas back there. That's the only church I didn't ever step foot in back there. I went to church back there, but they didn't tear all that down.
Yeah. They gentrifying that area.
Yeah.
I
But yeah, I believed in reading the Bible and stuff like that. So I always took towards believing and doing good. But we all, like I say, we find the dang little things sometimes growing up, and it kind of distracts us at times.
So what made you say, man, let me get these tattoos out of my face? Would you getting?
I mean, it was more so when I came home. I'm a Muslim. When I come home trying to practice being a Muslim.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to remove the cross. I eventually got it removed.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So are you an avid book reader? You still gaining knowledge, or?
Man, I don't know. Well, he probably saw my book collection, but Over the years I was reading, but here lately I hadn't stopped and read a book here lately.
Okay, so if you do you got any books that you would recommend to somebody that's trying to find some faith, trying to figure themselves out? Do you got a book in mind that you can point or you can give a recommendation for?
He got a book out. He even wrote his own book.
Wrote 2 books before age
Shut your
30.
shut your books out. You should have brought them with you and put them up here.
Oh, I didn't even bring them. I didn't took them off the market though, man. But I wrote 2. Broken Silence, the story of Young, because that was my old street moniker. I was young. And Wake Up, the deadly cycle of today's youth. I was more so trying to guide the youth in a different direction so we wouldn't have another 19, 20-year-old me in there looking for another chance to do something positive.
Okay. Got you, brother.
What inspired you to write your book? Though, like, is that was something that you wanted to do when you got released? Is that was something you was working on while you was in there? What inspired you to just do that? And then you not just one, write 2.
I didn't write them while I was in there. When I was in there, I stayed in out the hole. Like, I would get into little nitpicks and stuff like that, and they sent me to the hole because I wouldn't tell.
Mhm.
I can just perfectly say that. So when I got out, when I be in and out of there, I would be in the hole or come out and do what I do and be gone back for something else in the hole. But pretty much me, it was more so when I came home now that I'm home, 19, 20 years old. It's more so like I don't want to go back to doing what I was doing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have this new faith that I'm doing. It was more so like now I got siblings
Right.
and their sisters, younger girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I got younger little relatives and stuff like that, little cousins and stuff like that. And I too know I'm around constantly. And it was more so like I can't just keep portraying or being whomever I may be seen as on the outside or
Right.
were seen. So I had to find something better to do with myself. I was a full blown Muslim now, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was more so like do something positive. And that too became what it became, although that was during the midst of me starting to work on the clothing line and all that also.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When those books came out. I released both of those before I was 30. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great accomplishment, brother.
mhm.
Great accomplishment.
How I want to ask you something. Because I see you post on social media, and I see you always talking about your sisters and their nieces. They always ask you for money and want you to buy them for stuff for school. And I know they just proud of you, for knowing what you used to be the way you came from now.
Yeah.
How much do they inspire you to keep doing what you're doing?
Man, they inspire me a lot because, my younger sisters, they all graduated high school now.
Right.
And it's more so like that's more so accomplishment for me also as a brother because I could have easily inspired them to be us as humans, we sometimes tend to follow the path of our older siblings or
Yeah.
or think what they do is cool too. So who could have said what they saw me as in my younger years, they would have thought too was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because me, I was a gang member in my younger years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my younger sister, she just said it not too long ago, like, you remember when you used to always tell me your favorite color is white? And I would always have to tell her, like, and I would say that, so I didn't bring that type lifestyle near my sisters when I went back near their house and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't allow people near them that I knew like that. Like most people, I didn't even see my sisters. Didn't even know I had sisters.
Yeah.
Like that. So it would be like I didn't allow that, and that's just what it became. But I'm proud of them, and I got a niece now, so I'm happy. And hey, man, I'm older now, so I learned from my mistakes, and hopefully someday when I bring kids into this world, I can make sure that I too be on them to make sure they don't, follow that same messed up path at times.
How big is a 2-parent household for you?
A 2-parent household, at times, we're gonna need it. But things happen.
Right.
Yeah, irresponsible adults nowadays. Things happen. We can never say I'm gonna marry my wife and she gonna be there forever. You know what I'm saying? We can always want that, but things happen. We can only do as we do as men or as women to try to make sure it happens.
Gotcha.
But relationships are 50-50 and sometimes 60-40.
Right.
And if it doesn't go well, you know, you gotta make
We gotta.
it.
What people don't understand about relationships. Relationships is give and give. It ain't give and take.
Yeah.
When one fall, somebody got to be there to pick up the slack.
Somebody. Yeah.
You feel me? It ain't give and take. It's give and give. Somebody told me that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I think he's still with this woman to this day. He told me, he say, relationships is about give and give, bro. You got to give something. She got to give something for the relationship to function and flourish and be something. Because when somebody just taking,
Yeah.
and somebody just giving, it's like, you draining one person. So I feel like I'm big on trying to gain knowledge and stuff like that. I got some books that I'm reading right now I want to buy more books and stuff like that. But
Look at Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey.
Stephen Covey.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Stephen Covey.
Okay. Yeah, I got some. I got some books. When I get to the crib, I'm gonna take some pictures of them, and I'm gonna get your number, and I'm gonna send them to you. I follow you on the ground too, and I'm gonna send them to you and stuff like that, bro. But yeah, because I'm seeking knowledge for us, the practicing being Muslim and stuff like that as well, So it's I'm just trying to get as much knowledge as I can, and learn and. Because I feel like what you said, bro, having some type of faith is what keeps you being positive, keeps you getting up every day and attacking your goals. Because you gotta believe in something out here.
We believe in something.
You gotta believe in something out here.
Definitely.
If you don't believe in something, then you just out here lost. Like
that's how it goes. Like we got street guys that's committed to being street guys. When they get up, they gotta hit the streets. We got police that are dedicated to. So when they get up, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it says shit job description. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Your faith, man. I believe we all need to find faith in something.
Gotta have faith in something.
You gotta have faith.
Because it's something more than us making stuff happen for us.
Exactly. It's a creator. I truly believe that there is a creator.
Yeah. And my old lady be on me about that because it was times where I didn't believe in nothing, and it was like my life was just in the dumps. Like it was like I couldn't get out my own way, and stuff wasn't going the way I wanted to go because I'm feeling like I'm making all this happen for me. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm getting up every day, like, but it's something else guiding us and helping us and opening up doors for us that we don't see, and we gotta find out what that is, man. And gotta continue on gaining knowledge and continue on trying to learn and learn about yourself, learn about your history, learn about just living righteously in life, So it's a breath of fresh air to hear you say the things that you're saying, man, because we need more people like this in the world, man. Because it's like, it's so much wickedness going on in the world right now, man. And I appreciate the fact that you for the most part understood that, and you got the way you move militant, you move with a purpose.
That's man. It's about having a conscience, man.
Right.
They don't have no conscience.
Right or wrong, like if you do I feel like if you do something bad, bro, and you don't feel bad about it, like something wrong with you.
That's what it is, man, and that's just why the cycle continues to be what it is amongst us, and it's not just blacks. It's it's just what it is. There's no conscience amongst, or what they say, no, honor amongst these, however it go. But you know what I'm saying? There's no conscience. Like nowadays, you see it, the youth. And it's adults that has grew since you with that same mentality. There's no conscience.
Yeah, because I used to couldn't understand it, like, because I'm I'm a pure-hearted person. Like,
Yeah.
if I shook your hand, bro, I never snake you out of it. I don't even know you like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that I shook your hand, like I'm sitting here having a conversation with you. If anything about you ever crossed my path, bro, I wouldn't mess over you, you know. But it's people that don't care, like, you know, people sit in your face
and
smile with you, and kick it with you, laugh with you, and snake you out in a minute. Like, you know, I can't understand them type of people, and it's like,
and that's when
that's all I dealt with, like, most of my life, man. Like,
that's how it go with me. Like, and it be with me, like, I'm the one that everyone come to confine with.
right.
Tell me these things and stuff like that. You know, it be years and stuff like, I don't speak. Me, I stay out of people's business.
Right.
That's me. So what you tell me today, say for instance, he won't know tomorrow when y'all fall out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to roll with that as a man. But then, you know, next week, y'all together. You know what I'm saying? It ain't me. I stay out of people's business. And I believe that's how I've survived and moved around, how I moved for many years like that.
I think I when people come and confine to me, I leave them, once them conversations in, it's like my brain erase it on some shit. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I don't never, unless we just locked in, I don't never harbor people problems in my head, bro, because I feel like, okay, we had the conversation about it, and it need to be dead after
Unless it's like something that eat you up, like,
right.
You know, like, hey man, let me see. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
in turn, like if it's something,
but like I'm talking about like people that harbor people problems and they issues, and then they didn't went and told somebody else, like, how you so quick to tell somebody else problems and business to somebody else, like, you know. So that I feel like it's so hard to like find genuine people in the world, man. Like, it's hard to trust people out here, man. Like, I can count on one hand how many genuine people I got in my life, and this guy is one of them. You know, so it's like, man, it's like when you got people like that, bro, you want to keep them around, man, because there's so many.
And when I tell you that, in those early years, he is one of the handful that was actually able to pull up to where I lived. You know what I'm saying? When I first came home, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I saw him when that time he was finishing college and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think you was just getting your degree then, right?
I had just graduated.
Like during the midst of all that. And that's what I always saw him as. I've never seen him as somebody that I would have to, hey, let me check a camera when you know what I'm saying? It was never that with me and him. You know what I'm saying? I always, like when he was young, I remember when he be walking through there, but you know, I didn't, you know, it was never just mentally like a whole, like, hey, we never just. But like I say, and when I came home, like when I started doing, he was one of the few handful. Like people tell you, like they ain't seen me, like they ain't been able to been near me or even know where I'm living. He was one that I allowed, and you know, because I always saw him. He's Dominique, man. That ain't supposed to be nobody's problem. Like that's a man. At the end of the day, he was a young man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I never seen him as someone that I may come home and after he leaves, my door may be kicked or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it still ain't been nothing like. It was never nothing like that. Like, man,
that's what I'm saying. It's so hard to find genuine people like this. So you want to keep those people in your life, man. Like, man, this dude could go. Before we started this back up, man, we worked together. We went to high school together, and we ain't never talked to each other because I'm a grade older than him. But I used to see him around. He probably seen me around, you know. But we ain't never communicate with each other. We end up working at the same job together, and we just instantly like was like freaking frack from that point on, you know. Because I feel like he not, we ain't biological brothers, but I feel like we long lost brothers on some shit because it's like we got the same mind, like on some shit. You feel me? So it's like I feel like he know what I'm thinking before I even say it, like, you know, because we just got the same type of mind. We move the same type of way, and like that's what drawing me into him. And then like we ended up going our separate ways. He went and did what he needed to do with his life. I went and had a kid, started living my life, and you know, sometimes like when you don't talk to certain your friends,
Uh-huh.
like you get when y'all finally click back up, that first meetup probably be cool, but then it start getting weird and stuff like that. This dude ain't never gave me no weird vibes. Like he always been the same person. I could call him 4 years from now. It ain't gonna be no feelings horrible or nothing. Like he gonna be the same person, man. And that's what I appreciate about him the most.
I've always told him that, like, it ain't gonna never become because you have to wait. Like, it's most people, you know, they what they say, they full of testosterone.
Yeah, man.
They just too tough.
Too hard for themselves, man. Like that's one thing, and that's one thing I ain't never been. Like, man, I ain't never too hard because I know who I am as a man. So
that's him. He just cool.
Yeah, like, I don't want to be the tough guy standing in the club, mean mugging. Like, nah, bro. I like R&B. I rather listen to R&B than rap sometimes. Like, you feel me? Like, I ain't never too hard for myself, bro. Like, and I feel like it's too much of that, bro. People like it's like overcompensating. Like, bro, okay, we know you hard by the tough, bro. Calm down a little bit, bro. Like, chill out a little bit. Like, but it's too much of that overly trying to be masculine type shit, man. Like, to motherfuckers clicking up in groups calling themselves alpha males and shit. Like, man, when you something, you ain't gotta say you that. Like, real talk. When you that, you ain't gotta say you that, bro. It's gonna be on you.
Most definitely. Let's get into like, okay, you know, you get in trouble, you go to jail, you know, you thinking, you trying to find a way, you know, something you gonna do different. You know, you getting put in the hole, you know, you going back and forth through that. You know, you get out, you know, you write a book, you know, you starting to trying to practice, you know, your religion. You know, you trying to stay on that path. You start doing logos. You always been, you know, computer savvy. You start doing these logos. At what point did you feel like this is what I meant to do? This is what I'm finna do. Like, this is what I'm finna keep doing. Like, what point did it start like taking off to where you felt like, okay,
I mean,
this is what I'm on right now, and it's no coming down from that.
I still ain't reached that level, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh yeah?
I just feel like I got so much to offer to the world.
So let me ask you this: what's your ultimate goal? Like,
as far as with my business now?
Yeah, as far as like what
I want to take it into like the aim of how Disney got everything with the animated studios and stuff like that. If ever in the future, if I'm to go bigger with this company, I want it to be big like that. If I'm gonna do it, you know, where I can hire workers and, you know, like centers for youth teens and stuff like that to try to teach them computer skills. Because, you know, tech nowadays, that's the growing industry.
Yeah, man.
That's the future.
You can get yourself another bag just teaching people like holding courses and stuff like that.
That's what I see. If I'm to go any further with it, but right now, you know me, I got multiple talents, man. You know, as far as with the logos, you know, I can do animation and stuff like that. So I just haven't reached that pivotal point where I say, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. But I will say this. I enjoy it and I do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a growing business.
Right.
But if I'm to go big, I wouldn't go big like how Disney and all that with the big like Tyler Perry. Y'all see how Tyler Perry did that?
Yeah, made a big old movie studio out there in Georgia, man.
That was my thing. Like,
got acres out there.
I would rather do it like Disney with the logos, where I can go way bigger and, you know, what, employ some of these younger people, you know, and us like black, white. I'm not against.
Yeah,
race,
man. Yeah,
I'm not here to racially discriminate nobody, man. I see everyone that conducts themselves as a man. You're a man, man.
Anybody that give it up the righteous way, you can deal with them.
I can deal with them at the end of the day because, man, life is hard, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because all skin folk ain't kin folk. It might be a white, Mexican, Puerto Rican that keep it realer with you than a black person. Man. People got to
get out there and cut our grass better than
That's what I'm saying. We got to get out that mindset of feeling like we just got to be black all the time because everybody that's black ain't with you. You know, so
That's how it go.
Right.
and this my last question for you because it's getting time for us to close it down.
All right.
But man, do you feel like your life already written, or you feel like you control how your life goes?
There's more to go.
You feel like you control it, or you feel like it's already written?
Up to God.
Gotcha.
If they say God ain't done with me yet,
Yeah.
God ain't done. I
Okay.
got more to live.
So he's still writing your story for you.
It ain't over for me.
Gotcha.
Most
Gotcha,
definitely.
man. Gotcha, man.
But
You got something you want to say, bro?
I don't know, man. Hey, I just feel like a lot of people need to, hear your story. A lot of people need to, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying, from coming on here and just sharing your story. You said this is this bro first interview he ever done. He said he even turned down a lot of
Man.
interviews, and that just show you how genuine he is. You know what I'm saying?
It's an honor,
And-
man, for this to be your first interview because what we want to do with this platform, man, is shed light on the people that don't get the light shed on them, man.
Right.
It's so
right.
much talent in the city of Houston, Texas. There's so many people out here doing things that people would never know because they everyday average Joe blows, but they really out here making it happen. They
Right.
really out here making power moves, you know?
Yeah.
You making 95K off doing logos, bro. Like people ain't making that at a corporate job.
Right. There's people that try to go to school for that. There's people that try
You
to
ain't
put
got no degree doing that.
degrees
No degree
try to
in
for
it,
that,
man.
bro. Does logos all day. If you watch his page, shout out your Instagram page so people can follow you, bro.
Do that.
MC 2013 collection.
If you watch his page, he sits and posts logos all day, every single day, up early, late night. Bro is working on logos every single day, and bro is touching 95,000 plus doing this every single day.
If you need a logo, man, holla at this man. Keep, this is a good righteous man right here. He do good work. He said he told y'all out his mouth he believe in same day turnarounds.
Same day turnaround.
And you ain't got you tired of getting with these graphic designers and they taking all week, taking months. They ain't replying fast enough, man. Hey, y'all know where to go. We trying to point y'all in the right direction, man.
I tell you, and you probably get. I'm pretty sure, and I know me and you talk all the time. I'm pretty sure you get a lot of referrals. That's what made me stick to him when I first started doing my clothing brand. I called him. I told him what. And one thing I liked about him, a lot of people ask me like, "Why do you use him for your logos?" I say it's like he can see what I'm telling him. You know what I'm saying? I can. When have we ever sat down and you drew something for me and I had drew it out? Every time you do a logo for me, it's over the phone, right?
Yep, tell me what you need, man.
It's over the phone. It's easy. You ain't got to do no extra lifting. You ain't got to do nothing. I just tell him what I want, and he bring that to life. And he patient, customer service, excellent. You hit him up, he gonna respond. If you don't like nothing that he did, he'll change it for you, edit it. He can send you confirmation. Very genuine dude, not trying to get you out your money. You're gonna get more than what you paid for.
More than what you paid.
You know what I'm saying? With him, man. And that's one thing that kept me going back to him and him only. You know, we kind of consistent dudes. Once we find something good, we gonna stick to it. We not gonna go bounce around. And once I found you, I never went to nobody else to do a logo again. I probably got a logo done for one other person. You've seen it, you asked me. You're like, bro, who did that? I know I ain't did that. When I was like, bro, this is the dude that I was fucking with, bro. I just was seeing what he was like because he was hard and he wanted to do a free logo for me. So I was like, okay, bet, do it for me. But I always come to him. Every logo y'all see me post, everything that come from my clothing line, he has designed it. Most definitely, And you good at what you do, bro. And as somebody that grew up with you, and and just came up and watched you come up, bro. I just want to tell you, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. As a black man,
appreciate
you know what I'm saying. You an inspiration to me, bro. I never find nothing to hate on you on. You know what I'm saying? Me and you didn't talk plenty of times. I call you and just check on you and see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? We always tap in, bro. I know how genuine your heart is, bro. And it was just an honor for you to come on here, bro, and just share your story with people that's watching, bro. That people that need to hear this. People that want to know that is, bro. It's people out here that come from all type of situations, bro. No matter how bad the situation has been, it's people that come from all type of situations.
It's never too late,
and,
man.
And it's never too late, and they come up and they bless, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to see that, bro. And you a walking testament to that, bro.
I wanna build with you too, black man. Like I wanna build a relationship with you too,
Get
man.
my number from him, man.
Yeah.
Just call me.
Yeah, man. It's
Text me,
just
let me know.
like minds gotta stick together out here, man. Ain't too many of us, bro.
That's all we got.
It ain't too many of
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
like,
bro. We gonna have to swing back through here one day, bro. And so you can sit down and just give us an update on the business and how everything
Yeah,
going, bro.
you can just come through if you just want to chop game, bro. Just
You can do
hit us up, bro. We got an open invitation to the couch, man.
Just let me know.
What we want to do here at Generous on it, man. We just want to put people in the spotlight, man, that don't usually be in the spotlight, man, that's really out here doing something, man. It's gonna get to the point where if you come to Houston, Texas, man, you ain't sitting out with the Generous on it podcast, you tripping, man. Like real talk.
Yeah, we
man.
bringing out the underground kings, man.
Real talk. That's what
People
we're
that
about.
a lot of
I
people
feel like
overlooking, they don't even know that's really out here. The people you see on Vlad TV and Say Cheese is not the only people that's making money out here. It's a whole
Exactly.
bunch of black men out here that's in these streets riding around every day that's making more money than you could ever imagine, that's set up, but you a humble, low-key guy. And a lot of people are, if they ain't seeing how you rolling around here, they'll look at you and just be like, hey, bro, he just a regular. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
fine,
dude,
though.
but that's cool. But it's a lot of people that overlook things like that. It's real black people out here in the city that's really making moves and making money. And just because you don't see them on no big TV platform or nothing like that, do not mean they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? And this is a walking testament of that. As
I'm
a
still
black man.
I'm still a nobody.
And I feel like I tell bro all the time, bro.
Man, I'm a broke man.
used to it, bro. We never been nobody's favorite. We always been the ones overlooked, but we always been the ones packing the most pressure, bro. Like, and that's fine. Like I love being the underdog. Like I love because I know, hey, I'm really that at the end of the day. So yeah, keep overlooking me, keep going with the hype, but I never been nobody's favorite, and I thrived in that. So, and I feel like that's just what we is. You feel me? Like we really generous.
You know how they say it ain't who winning the race, is about who finishes the fast.
I say this what I say all the time, bro. We're gonna see in 10 years. That's my favorite saying. Give you 10 years. We're gonna see who were they supposed to be in 10 years, man. Who been out here bullshitting and who really been getting to some paper.
Yeah, facts, bro. And man, and bro doing it, man. He done did. If you need a logo, man, holla at this boy, man. He done did everything. Even my trucking company logo, bro. Done did my trucking company logo for State of the Art Logistics. He done did it all. He the only person I trust to do it, bro. So y'all want that quality work, y'all get at my boy right here, man.
Yes,
Tell him in
sir,
10
man.
years, if y'all still doing this, I'll be back.
Oh yeah, we locked in, bro. We ain't.
Be out here in
This
10
ain't
years. So
stop.
10 years.
Yeah.
If y'all do it, we're gonna do a recap in 10 years. We're gonna do an update.
Yeah. Bro, gonna have a whole Disney World in his backyard.
Yeah, we gonna have a whole studio with an umbrella of other people doing podcasts under the Generals Only umbrella. We trying to get it, man. Like this ain't just no hobby, man. We trying to make something out of this, bro. Like real talk. We just gotta build it organically. And that's what I like building it from the ground up, not paying people, not begging nobody to support. Like it's on there. Go find it. Like you go type in everything else, type in this. You feel me? Like and get that real.
And I got one question to you, bro, before we go. Being that you a successful business owner, you got your stuff LLC, you got your stuff in line. Explain to people the most important thing as far as growing and building a successful business that you had to learn. Because I know your business is still growing, and I know, but what is one of the things that people need to know?
Customer service, your reputation.
Right.
It's not about what the people think of you. It's about what they say of you.
Right.
Because what you doing in business, it's going to go to the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the minute they say something, the next person may hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A man with a bad reputation is what? One not to be trusted.
Word of mouth travel fast.
Exactly. So regardless if it's true or not, it's gonna be that side-eyed thing, like, they said such and such, or and you may not know who you walking to, but you just may have heard and be like, but they said such and such, so you don't know.
Yeah.
So off top, there goes that space in between y'all business relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I always make sure in whatever business doing,
You do good business.
Always do good business.
Perfect. That's how we can do it.
Okay, and we gonna get out of here on that.
This is General's Only Podcast, episode 17. It's your boy Bert.
Your boy Dom and our special guest.
Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody, man.
Hey.
Mr. Nobody's favorite episode.
Favorite, man.
Nobody's favorite.
We up in here, man. Thank you for coming, brother, and we out here.
We out of here.